Hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Yay! Welcome to the Love Healing Room. I'm your host, Joe Cooper, on a Super Love Sunday. And I'm joined by my beautiful co host,
Oma and Bayla Darla.
Yay! Welcome. We missed you. You hear that? We are outside in the Cooper Oasis, and it is a gorgeous, beautiful Sunday evening. As you can see, the sun is
We're getting all that vitamin D.
kissing us. It's kissing us. Woo! Okay, so we just had an awesome show. Sounds of the City. So, awesome show where we talked about relationships from a parent's point of view. Wow. And guess what? We all have adult children, and we know what it's like to parent adult children in their relationships. So we want to share some stories. We also had great audience participation, some insight into other people's position. So we're going to share something that we hope is useful for you as a parent, or if you're an adult child, maybe this will help you to relate better to your parent. Fireworks. When is it going to be over? When? Okay, we're going to get back to the conversation. So, yeah, let's get it started with Oma, because you shared that you have 5 beautiful adult children.
And all of them they're wonderful. They really are wonderful children. We get along with one another. And the older they have gotten, the better our relationship has been. From being a teenagers, maybe until they're about 25 years old, but they're able to come to me. Or then some of them are, like we were saying, or some are introverts, some of them are extrovert. And some of them speak up, and some of them might have to drill a hole just to pull it out, of them. But I'm thankful that I have the relationship where they can come to me and they can talk to me about things that could be bothering them. And a lot of times when I'm thinking, when they're saying I need to talk to you, or they want to discuss something with me, and I have to be open. I have to let them be the adult that they are, because my children range from 24 to about 38. And my 38-year-old still comes to me asking me for advice and what I think about something. But I want them to be able to make their own decisions. I'll give you the advice, but in the end, it's going to always be about you and what it is that you desire and what it is that you want. So one of our audience shared with us the foundation that children need to grow on, to help them to make those decisions that will make them profitable as just citizens, just everyday people that you can enjoy your life with, and about what it is that you want to be able to do. So be there for your children, for your young adult, grown children. I'm trying to find the right vernacular to be able to use to describe um, that the responsibility that is there for them to be able to take, but be open with them. Um, don't judge them when they ask you. And I think another thing that you made a comment about is that, or Bella did it, acknowledge the hurt that they may be having, and then go to the other part of the situation that's really going to help them to become a responsible adult that you've raised them to be. Own your own stuff.
Right. Yes. Right. Right. So, Bailey, you were sharing.
Yes, I shared that, I have 2 daughters, both in relationships. And when it comes time, when you see them hurting, I tell them they had a big blow up, big argument. Most of the time, I just mind my business. But when they come to me, that's when I can, just respond to them in love, and not from a place of, well, what you need to do is, or what you should do is. No, I, like one of the viewers said, I offer suggestions,
Yes.
from a
Yes.
place of love, and I let them know off the bat, that I'm not judging. I'm not a judgmental person. So I'm coming from a place of non-judgment, and from a place of love. But to let them make their decisions, like you, Omar, I give them the necessary wisdom and knowledge that, that they need to receive, and what they do with it from there, it's on them. So I just try to be open, and keep my distance until they come, and not to be interfering or overbearing in their relationships, but to allow them to grow, because to me, when they come to us like that, that's part of their growth.
Absolutely.
So they take that back, and when you hear them say, Ma, you were right, or not that I need to be right, but the fact that they're listening, and that they hear. And or when you see them respond differently, or make different choices, better choices. And the other thing I shared is, I always share with my daughters to make sure that they take care of themselves. You do some self-care for you. Don't stay in a relationship if it's going bad, and you see it's getting toxic, you see that it's not working out for you. It's okay. You're not married. It's okay to just walk away amicably, if possible. But if not, just know that you don't have to sit in the bed with a gallon of Chunky Monkey ice cream, or turn to some alcohol or something, act like your life is over, because it's not.
It's just beginning.
It's not, because doing those things is not, you know, in your best interest. It's not showing yourself self love or self care. So those are the biggest things that I share with them. Is number one, it's about you self love and self care.
Yeah, those are really good points. And this is, I shared because I only have one child. So she doesn't have any siblings or didn't have siblings that she could bounce things off of, or um, she had friends, but it's different.
Yeah, it is.
It's different than having siblings. So I always made sure that she knew that my position as her parent was from a place of, and I didn't say it this way during the show, I'm her biggest fan. My job as her mom is to make sure that she's safe, that she's healthy, that she is taken care of and has the things that she needs, and hopefully I can add to helping her to be happy. But ultimately, that is up to her. So whenever she would bring situations to me and ask for my opinion, because that's all it was just my opinion. There were times when I didn't agree with how she responded in the relationship. And I would have to remind her, who am I again? I'm your biggest fan. What's my job? To make sure that you are taken care of, that you're healthy, and if I can, make sure that you're happy. So I would sometimes have to remind her of that if I wasn't, in her opinion, on her side. I'm always on your side. And being on your side means that I should be able to tell you the truth. And that's a position that, in my opinion, the parent should always take, is being one to tell their child the truth. If you are not coming from a place that's being considerate of your partner, you're not being understanding or supportive, then as your number one fan, I have to tell you, because that doesn't help you to be the best in your relationship.
I'm not
So,
trying to be an enabler.
yes,
Well, that's the biggest thing that some parents don't realize. They can enable their children.
absolutely, you can enable their children to be all kinds of things that are not healthy for them,
Yeah.
because that's what it's about being a supporter of your child, your adult child, being the healthiest that they can in their relationships. So that's hard at times. But it was me who said that first I have to acknowledge how she's feeling, her
Right.
emotions, whatever her emotions are. I can't not acknowledge her emotions. So if she's angry, I acknowledge her anger first, and then I give her my guidance on what she can do. Ultimately, it's her choice. That's one thing as a parent, I'm always remembering that it is her choice and what steps she takes next. But I want to give her alternative ways of thinking about it. And so that is also, I think that's what most parents are trying to do, is to just give their children guidance on what else they can do. So that foundation, yes, is always there. It's always there. But from that foundation, you make choices either to go left or go right, but you're going to always stand on what you were given in the foundation. So there's no right or wrong in parenting if you're doing your best and you're coming from a place of love. So as parents, it's a lot of responsibility.
A lot.
It's a lot of responsibility, and it is the best, most rewarding job. And at the same time, it can be thankless. You have to do it and not care about getting a thanks.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes. I've
That's a
been working on
I know
that
that's a
particular
tough
one thing.
position.
And sometimes they don't even think to even say, thank you, blah, blah, blah. You know, you did this and you really didn't have to do that particular thing. And I don't want to have to come up and say, well, um,
Well, there have been times where you do. You have to remind
yeah,
your
I didn't.
adult children to say thank you.
Mhm.
A thank you is
You
is
think about
needed.
that? And I'm starting
Be
that.
appreciated.
Be
Right.
appreciated with that, but I'm starting that with one of my grandchildren with that. Well, I don't have to buy you anything. I made a choice to do it, but when I do it, thank you. And I shouldn't have to come after you to say that. I want to train her now.
Set that foundation.
I'm setting the foundation now. When anybody does anything for you, your mom, your nana, your dad, your uncle, your aunt,
Anybody.
anybody, just say thank you.
Teaching them to have gratitude.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so that is really big in relationships too. With our so there's a position I think that parents have to take when their children become adults. And that position is that I'm over here until you ask for my help. Until you extend a request, my position is to be over here in waiting and observing, not being pushy or not overbearing, not intrusive,
Yes.
Yes.
manipulative.
Yes.
Those are
Controlling.
controlling. Yes.
Yes.
No, because I know I admitted it during the show. At times, I forget that how I speak to my daughter is not as an adult. I speak to her like she's a child. She's not a child. She's my child, but she's not a child. She's an adult. So as a parent, we have to remind ourselves that once our children get to a certain age, they're adults, and we have to
Yes.
change how we interact with them.
Yeah.
And it's a process. It's a process for me. I'm still learning with that particular thing. For when you have that age gap between your children and realizing, okay, you are grown, and but you I also give you a room to at least be able to come to me to say, Mom, you might be overstepping your boundaries with here, and I can accept that type of criticism as an adult, but approach me in the right manner too. It does make a difference. Don't get it twisted, with it. But and they do that, and they really do. And I appreciate, that particular thing. But it's a learning space for all of us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, because I think this is a good conversation and we can even continue because
Yes.
as we're talking, I'm thinking of, you know, I have friends that have adult children that they still treat them like, and these
Yes.
adult children are all over 30, but you treat them like they're kids.
Like they're 16, 18 years old. I have some that's in their 40s.
They're adults. Why do they need to ask
They live at home.
certain things? Yeah, they live at home, but I mean, like, if they want to go on a trip with their friends, why do they need to ask you that?
Oh,
You
see,
just tell me.
didn't I think one of our viewers said that that's a whole nother conversation,
It's
a whole nother show
conversation.
when you have adult children at home.
I
Yes.
just think that they should do it this way, but that's not how they are. They can't do things the way you do it.
And didn't I say that earlier? I have to remember that my daughter, she's my child. She has a foundation of what I instilled in her, but she is her own individual.
Yes.
She has her own way of thinking, how she does things, and I have to respect that.
Yes.
I have to remind myself that she is an adult. Now she lives at home. She doesn't ask my permission, but she does inform me
Yes.
so that I won't be worried if
Right.
she
That's
is going to be
different.
gone.
Yes.
That's different.
Yes.
That's very
But they
different.
have to ask. And then you want to look at
then
how they
you
spend their
scrutinize.
money, their paycheck, everything. Like, they're grown. As long as they're putting in their amount towards the bills and everything, what else they do with their money is on them.
So YouTube, that means that yes, another show is
Yes.
coming, and we're going to talk about parenting adults.
Good one.
Parenting adults.
Oh, well.
That's a good
one.
topic.
Parenting
Yes.
adults. Who the hell parents adults?
We all
If you're
do.
not special, if you're not special needs and you can't take care of yourself,
That's something totally
that's
different.
something totally different. But parenting adults.
That's
So
a good-
stay tuned, YouTube.
Yes.
Make sure we get a like and a share for this video. You need to
Exactly.
subscribe
Yes,
and follow us
yes,
so that
like
you will
us.
not miss an episode, because we're going to talk about parenting adults. Woo!
That's a good
That's a
one
great
right
one.
there.
That is. That's very good.
Wow.
It's a good one to lead to end on.
It
Yes.
is.
Wow, it's been awesome,
Yes.
YouTube. Again, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Come and join us live on Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dial 248-289-5882. Again, that's 248-289-5882 at 6 p.m. Eastern
Yes.
Standard Time. We'd love for you to join us. You can be anonymous. You don't even have to share. We have a lot of secret and silent flutterbys that join us and listen
Yes. Just
and just
embrace
receive.
us with their energy.
So,
Yes.
I'm all choked up on top. Can one of you close this out?
Yes. So again, join us here in YouTube, on YouTube, immediately after our show next week. And we will leave you with
Namaste.